All the way from Manalapan, New Jersey, double diamonds, Kanti and Latha, Gala!
Wow. Now, those who are new, do you see something exciting here? You think we're able to impress you a little bit? Right? Right? How many of you are going to come back for next function? That's right. That's right. See, again, I always say this. Right now, you are here, as Sukit was saying, right now you are here with all these people. You are fired up, you are excited, you are jumping up and down, and because you are in association. Now, Monday, the reality will hit. Because you are all excited, and Monday you will go out after your work, you put a nice clothes, you go out, show a plan to somebody. And after showing all that plan, and the guy says, it looks good, but I'm not interested. That time, what would you do? Would you be jumping up and down like this, or you would say, ooh, ooh? Because right now you are with people, so you are doing everything, even though you don't know what does this mean, nothing. Would you do when you go back to your car, and would you do one of these and say, yes, that is the backbone, okay? So I'm really excited that you are here and we're able to impress you a little bit. Okay, I just want to show you a little bit before I get Latha here, just a couple of things. This is Kanti Gala. When I came to this country, can we put one picture there? Do you have a picture? Can we put one picture? This is my second semester. You know what this country did to me? Let me see if they can put it. Now look at it. This is my now this is finished product here. This is finished product. This is second semester. Beatles time. And some of you have no idea. Okay? Now, after doing bachelor's, master's, PhD, and all those things, then I got married to Latha and we had kids. And this is what I got. Let me see, second picture. This is what I got. 1,800 square foot home with station wagon, pre-owned. And there is another car in the garage, one car garage. This is after bachelor's, master's, PhD, and working for a company, pharmaceutical company, as a scientist. This is what I got. Now, I know some of you say, oh, this house in California would be very good. This probably will cost you $1 million here. Yeah. Now, if I show you how we live today I asked my son, if we were take this house and put it in California, here, what it will cost? He said, Daddy, it will be at least 7 million. 5 to 7 million. 4 acre. Let me see if you can get that. This is what I got. 4 acres and this. And the best thing is, it is paid for. That means we don't owe single dollar on that. Okay? Because I followed 9 core steps, BWW, and built a friendship with a lot of good people. Many of them were on the stage talking, and many are coming. This is what we got. After all this, okay? And from that picture, the first picture you saw today, this is our family. There's a one addition is not there, okay? But this is what? Now, this is all because we stayed in consistent persistence. And I'll talk about that. Many times things happen, many times things did not happen, okay? But we stayed consistent, persistent. And this is what we got today, okay? That's my son Neil and his wife, and you see 2 grandkids. And then on the other side, my daughter and Anjali and Kavan. And they have a little one, 3-year-old, and they have now 4 months. In fact, as of 14th of this month will be 5 months. Okay? So I hope you see something, you catch something this weekend. I hope we're able to impress you a little bit. Okay? Thank you very much. Okay, so before I say anything, I'm going to get Latha here to share. Even though she was not interested, thank God she came to the conference like this. And today she's a fired up, excited lady, and she wants to do everything. Not only everything, but she said, we are going crown. And that's why we are out every day, do the thing that we need to do, and support all the friends and the family who are in this business with us. Okay, so I hope it was worth coming for you. I hope we are able to impress you. I hope you have a take-home message from this weekend. Of course, tomorrow going to be a lot more because these are the upcoming leaders will be talking to you tomorrow. But today, we just give you a little special here, until now. And then again, you see all the videos, all the leaders that you have. But this lady has hung in with me, and did whatever we need to do and build the business together. Many times things were not that exciting, things were not that easy, and things were not going good, but never complain. Because we knew what we were doing, because we have a upline like Bill and Peggy Pitt. We have 100% trust in them that whatever they're saying is good for us, like a medicine. And we followed. And here she is. So listen to her and see what she has to say. And then I'll come back and give you a little bit that you heard a lot today, but we'll give you a little bit about our thought process, that what we got excited and why we have what we have and why we keep going. Just a couple of days ago, Latha's nephew had come from Australia. He moved to this country, being in Australia for 5 years, and become very close in 2 weeks, stayed very close. And one day at night time, we were sitting around, he's asking, Uncle, I see you every day, and why, what keeps you going every day? What keeps you going every day? And I look at Bill and Peggy Britt. What kept them going every day? Money is not the thing. Of course, in the beginning, yes. When people say money is not everything, they are not talking the truth. I always ask, how do you know? Have you been there? Very important. But we keep going every day because we have many, many lives. There are a lot of people who wants to be free, and that is her reason, So here's Latha Gala. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Want to thank God for all the blessing that we've been having, but want to congratulate each one of you, especially a lot of new people. I know whole day you've been sitting after all this long driving and all that, and being excited. You did heard a lot of good leaders. Just now, listening to Sugit and Kajal. Sugit, of course, amazing leaders. And then before Tisa and Maitri, great, amazing leaders. And of course, then we had Rasmi and Smita, So we, and then so many of the leaders that we heard this daytime. And then tomorrow you will be hearing a lot more. So it's been a lot, and especially some of you, I hope your heart is full or getting full, and maybe some of you still are not very sure. One thing I will tell you, keep coming, because this business is unbelievable. In just a short period, you will not be able to understand the whole thing. This business is absolutely very, very unique. You saw whatever, all the great lifestyle, you see all the cars and the houses and whatever. Some of you ladies, or maybe, you might like these dresses. I know, so many of you like dress and all that, and it wasn't like, I didn't like all of that. Nothing I liked it in the beginning. I did not. This, I never expected for me to wear. I thought this is something that some of those ladies wear or whatever, was not me. But that's how it is, does not matter. It will, your dreams and goals will increase and it will get bigger and bigger, So don't let certain things bother you. Certain things if you didn't like it, don't just leave it here. Next time you come in, you will like it, you saw the beautiful videos with the house and all the things, just now in our, great family, and you saw all that, But one thing you did not see, the peace of mind. that this business can really bring. And that's what it is as you move on in life, So we are absolutely no big deal. We are people just like you. We had to go through whatever we had to go through. We have gone through a lot, so, and I will give a lot of hopes to a lot of people, especially, some of you I know can speak very, very well. We have learned from so many great leaders, and I still keep learning. That is one thing, But at the same time, when I came into this business association, I couldn't even speak good English very well, because when I was working in the hospital, they didn't need my English, so it was okay, and the speaking and all that was very much hard for me. But as you keep coming in, you keep changing and growing, and still I'm getting better at speaking. Some of you probably are, very professional English speaking and all whatever, you might see certain not a proper maybe verbs or pronunciation or whatever. Just please pray for me, correct for me. I can do better, but one thing I can tell you, I don't have to go to work, I'm free. So don't, absolutely, I don't have to. So you don't need a good English or whatever. As long as you keep counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you'll be okay. But again, just, one thing earlier in the business, we realized that, follow BWW. That is, over 60 years. So it is the best company that we know that. But, one thing, earlier in the business, we just realized that we will continuously follow. At least for 1 year, we'll do everything. 9 core steps, 3 powers, 3 cardinal rules. And if some of you maybe, if you listen to my old CDs, me and Kanti's, of course, but specifically for my CD, old CDs used to be even tapes, old tapes, as we were moving from platinum to emerald to diamond, I always talk about 3 powers, keeping the things in perspective, keeping the things in place. It was not easy. So briefly, I'll just touch upon that, but if you keep coming in, all these different BBS, all these different ECS training and team meetings and all this association that you come in, you will get to learn that. Business is very simple. It's a people's business, so you just have to learn. But the main thing is, important thing is, correcting inside us, like, whatever you need to change and correct. And as I said, I had to correct a lot, but 3 powers, the best thing I like earlier in the business was, Bill Britt always talking about honesty, integrity, right value. Very, very important thing. Honesty, integrity, right value, no alcohol, no dirty jokes, husband and wife respecting. Those are the only thing in the beginning I really get to like. But then, a lot of other things came along. But, briefly, just the 3 powers. Kanti will be covering, of course, in a very big detail. But, most of all of you know, or if you're new, you will get to know. Bill Britt has always taught us, 3 powers. Power of unity, power of submission, and power of speaking right. But power of unity, again, united, you always hear this, united, we all stay strong, we have learned that, along in the business, we really learned, the one important thing we learned as we were moving, as our business grows, it is very important to keep the unity and loyalty and having that trust. That 5-letter word trust is so crucial, so important. So work on that, and a lot of time, the ego will let you stop doing certain things. And that is where, the unity and the submission and the speaking comes in very, 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 very important. So work on that, again, unity with, unity is done with edification and communication. And as you move on in business, you will learn. Another power is power of course, submission, which is, I can tell you, I did not even know the word, because my English dictionary submission was not in my language, but then I realized, ladies especially, I can tell you, it's not really a dirty word. And it's not also like a doormat, or it's not like, yes, yes, boss, yes, boss, yes, boss, At the same time, I realized that it is just absence of rebellion. It is not absence of opinion. You have your own opinion. But as, and as a leader, especially, as your business will grow, and as a leader, if your business is growing in a team, if the unity, team unity and the submission to upline is missing, it will show up in the growth of your business. Very, very important to understand and learn that. Whatever you're growing upline, maybe, so that's very, very important that you can work with, work with all that in submission and in unity, because sometimes, the whole business could be destroyed. And that is where these are like very, very important to keep this power in place and learn about that, And again, as you will keep in the learning mode, it will happen, So it's just working together. That is something, you will learn as you move on in the business, that you work together, correct, and, things will happen if you just, work towards it. But just remember, there is something earlier in the business, this thing really, some of this thing always like, keep that in the mind, like, like banana, there was example of banana. Remember banana, when it left the bunch, it got skinned and eaten away. That's how the unity, the strength is, And power up, of course, spoken word is absolutely very, very important. Kanti will cover a lot more on that. This is very, very powerful, speaking. A lot of time in the beginning, you will not believe that, but I tell you, so many things has come true. And, the submission, whatever the seed you plant in, how it grows, you will really realize it once you understand. You are allowed to speak your future into the presence. I mean, so that is very, very important. At the same time, a lot of time, every day you fight inside with your emotions and feeling. Keep learning from all this association, how important the, speaking is. So it's just, very, very important, some of these powers, all of this power. There are few more others, power of Pargvin, Kanti will cover, of course. But again, as I said, keep doing the right thing. Keep doing the right thing. A lot of things, when you're going through rough, life comes in the way. Everybody goes through, rough time in life. But again, it's okay. Let it pass through. Let it pass. The time, better days are ahead. Remember that, better days are ahead, because, just stay in course, and I can tell you, each one of you will have a great life ahead. And I can tell you, as our business grew, Kanti, I had seen Kanti's strength and unity and loyalty towards Bill and Peggy Britt. I had seen him change and grow, and a lot of time as a leader, it was not easy for him, also with all this ego, keeping everybody in place and all that, But his loyalty and trust was unshakable towards Bill Britt, and I have seen him going through a lot of tough time, but I tell you, he always made the right decision. And that's what I just love him dearly. But again, this business has given us a tremendous lifestyle, it is just there for each one of you, whatever you're looking for, my hot button was always like, even when we got started in the business, I wanted to be a full-time mom. That was my thing is family time, and that's what, we enjoy that. As a matter of fact, sometimes you heard it actually today, you will hear it even all along. A lot of times you will experience, especially if you're new, a lot of times, family join sometimes, but a lot of friends, close friends, don't join the business. And that is hardest thing we all go through. We have gone through, so if you're going through, that's okay. But I tell you, you don't even know, especially if you are still moving on in the business, you still, don't worry whether you found your best friend or no. Because, from this business, you're going to find so many best friends. And that's what happened to us. A lot of business, only Praveen and Madhu Cheda were the only friends that we got started in the business. Yes, they were the only one. And then we found so many leaders after that. So they'll all come along. So we have so many great leaders that, we are blessed with. Of course, they are kind of extended family for us right now, Manipal and Renuka Reddy, Kumar and Anjali, absolutely, Aruna and Tilaka, Kulin and Meena, Raj and Sangeeta, Tirthankar and Suparna, so many great leaders. And, it is there for you, of course, But of course, our son, our kids were 3-year-old and 6-year-old when we got started in the business, and both the children grew up around the business, and they both got married from the family in the business, and both of them are building the business. They are moving on to platinums and above. Of course, they are silver already, both of them. But this is a family business for us. Every open meeting, every ACAS, every team meeting, every week, a whole family, like everybody's right there. We get to see everybody, Neil and Sirisa, Neil and Sirisa's parents, Sirisa's brothers. Then, of course, Kavan and Anjali, Kavan's parents, who are Kavan and Meena, and their daughter, everybody. This is like a family thing. So, this business is a long-term business. Do not evaluate this business on a day-to-day basis. As the, life moves on, I can tell you each one of you will have that. And of course, now we're enjoying, our grandkids. It's so awesome. I can tell you that, I never even can imagine. A lot of time people says, you don't look like grandma. And I always tell people, why do you have to look like grandma, but we are grandparents and we're just enjoying life. And as a matter of fact, we get younger and younger every year. Isn't that true? Isn't that nice? And it's not only for us, it's for you too. It is for you too. So it will happen, but right now, 4 grandkids, we're just enjoying, spending a great time. And, right now, Sahil just had our grandson, 7-year-old, he had a vacation, spring vacation, and he just hangs around, always hanging around. But then, this is my vacation time. I got to stay in Dadi's house. So he's always staying, hanging around with us, and, we take him around, and it's just just whatever we did not get to spoil our children, we get to spoil to grandchildren. So it's a great, freedom is awesome. It is there for each one of you. I want to thank Bill and Peggy Britt for showing us around this business, so people like us from nowhere can, have the life that we can have. And I can tell you, talk to Peggy very often, and she's doing very, very well. And she always asks about how is the business and how is things and that. And one thing I can tell you, for Bill and Peggy Britt, they're looking for 100 diamonds a year. 100 diamonds. I know this year we have Ellen and Jenny here. Absolutely, we are absolutely very excited. But I know we have 100 diamonds sitting right here. And we need to prove it to Peggy Britt that, Bill's dream of 100 diamonds a year could be true right here. So just let it get it done, everyone, because I tell you, it's our responsibility. But anyway, I just want to bring this incredible man's, incredible leaders. I can tell you, he is a hard-working man, I can tell you that. And the passion and the love that he has for this business is just amazing. I've been married to him for last 42 years. And yes, we've been married 42 years, very happily married. So we just, love each other. And here is Kanti.
As you saw the picture, I came to this country as a 23-year-old, admission for master's in chemistry and then a PhD, postdoc, then work in pharmaceutical. Very excited about my job, very excited about my career, and call you Dr. Gala, isn't that nice? But no money. And I was always looking for better and more, because I always believe this is America and you cannot be broke or poor in this country, because this is a country of one of the most affluent country in the world. And again, of course, India is a great country too. That's where we grew up. That's where we learn our values, that who we are and what we believe in, basically, But this country has really allowed us to practice those values. And then you come to this, it really feels like this is our home, pretty much, that we can literally enjoy the way we do think, the way we think, the way we do. And so today we'll talk about that. We saw this opportunity even though we had a traditional business. So when people say, where do you get a time? It's individual choice, You could be broke at every level. You could be broke in time as well as you could be broke in money, every level. It is how you plan, how you do. It is not that how much. Everybody has 24 hours. Everybody makes certain amount of money. How many of a student here? Students, right? Yeah, not a lot of money, but you are not on the street. You live. I was a student, and I was a rich student. Somebody said rich student, I was a rich student. I never a poor student. I made money all the time. In summertime, I had 3 jobs, 2 full-time and 1 part-time. Why? Because this country offers you to do the thing that you would love to do. And I love good stuff. How many of you love good stuff? Good stuff. Good stuff, yes. I love good stuff. And I made sure that we get good stuff because this is country of ours. So I was always looking. That was one sign. And then, of course, got married and got a job and bought a house, and then we have a family, Neil and Anjali, 3-year-old, 6-year-old. Today, of course, they are older, they are building this business. And not only that, but because of the Brit value today, at a very young age, they become very mature. Very mature. You know, our daughter Anjali, she said, Daddy, I just want to go to NYU, and that is where I'm going to apply, and that's it. And that's it. I never went to look for colleges and these and these and these. And we don't have to because they say, this is it. This is all we're going to do. My son said, Daddy, I want to stay home. I want to go to school right here. And this is what I'm going to do because that is just the education I need to get. I'll get it. That's it. Like that. That's it. You know. And they were in high school. They have BMW. Latha's friend, Anjali's friends used to say, yo, Daddy gave you BMW at this age? And brand new? Yeah. She said, oh, this only car. He said, what if you rack it up? She said, it's only car. It's a machine. Because they learn Brit value. Who they are, how they use it. You know, she went to study Italy by alone. People ask us, oh, she's going to Italy. How would you? We have no problem. They're mature. They know who they are. They know what their values are. Don't you worry, no. Of course they're going to make mistakes. So what? Because of the Brit value, because of us doing the thing that we were going to do. So it's not just the making money. It is creating life. Today we can trust these kids. Now, of course, they are parents. You know, and they have their own responsibility. And they are doing what they need to do. So you have the same opportunity. Okay? And we love them dearly. And then, you know, with the kids. Of course, we joined the business, went platinum in 11 months. I came to function just like you. Many of you are brand new. We were brand new. We had no idea what this business can do for us. But I came because my upline said, you have so many questions, go to conference. And then you think it is for you, do it. If not, don't worry about it. And I came and I got so fired up with Bill Britt and many other speakers. And Latha also. She didn't want to come. I dragged her almost. I gave her no choice. He said I kidnapped her, but I didn't kidnap her. I just gave her no choice. You know, because I wanted her to decide on her own, not me convincing. Because if I convince her, then I got to convince her for every time to do this business. You convince yourself, and if you want to do it, you do it. If not, I will do it anyway. Because I did not ask her, should I do PhD? She never asked me, Kanti, should I do this job? Should I get a promotion? Oh, Kanti, I'm ordering this $50,000 equipment for the hospital. Should I buy this? What do you think? She never asked me. She is responsible on her own way. And when the problem comes, people are not responsible because their brain is controlled by somebody else. Then you will have a problem all the time. Once you believe, you make a firm decision, and that's it. Once I came to this function, just like Sugit said, I made a firm decision that we're going to do this business. Of course, we went through a tough time. In fact, the very first experience was we were building the business, we were doing meetings in our house. We have like 30, 40 people coming to our home for the meeting. Every Tuesday, we have an open meeting. Then my upline says, you know, you need to go to hotel. We got a little hotel, motel actually, not hotel. And they had no meeting room. They gave us a regular room. They removed all the furniture, the bed and the sofa and the dresser, and they gave us a room. 15 chairs. We bring another 15 chairs every open meeting. And we do the meeting. How much we charge? $1. And I lost 50% of the people. My question to you is, what is your dream worth? If tonight, if I tell you that you have a car park and somebody is stealing all your 4 tires on your car, would you run and protect? I think so. What if that guy has a gun or a knife? Would you fight for your tires? Yes. If you fight for your tires, somebody is robbing you from tires, what would you do when somebody is robbing you of your dream? Would you fight? Very important. Thank God that I had learned these 3 power of spoken word, power in submission and power in unity, that we hang in there in the business. See, many times people will think, oh, what that's important? What that has to do with? Those are just the products. The success is in the here, is how you think. I never found that in chemistry book. I studied a lot of years, 4 years of bachelor's, 2 years of master, that's 6 years, then 5 years of PhD, that's 11 years, and 3 years of postdoc. 14 years of education after high school, but not a single class on economy. How to negotiate salary, never a single class. How to dream big, never a single class. How to become successful, not a single class. When you come here and you listen to all this data and you go home and you put all those data in your computer and do search and it says file not found, naturally, because you have no data. When you come here, you get all these things. I got these things. And that's what we are talking about. Very important to understand. That's why we went platinum in 11 months, 3 years in emerald, another 3 years a founder's diamond. We both were free in 7 years. No jobs for last 20 plus years. Latha says, yes, it's nice to have a house and the cars. You saw the house, 1,800 square foot home. My Mercedes Benz is more expensive than the first house we bought. Very important to understand. We're not bragging, but we just want to show you. I remember Bill Gates say, if we were poor, would you listen to us? I don't think so. But no job. It's not us. We become part of one of the best corporation and BWW education system. And you have the same options. Why some people succeed faster than the other, even though they have the same system, is because how you perceive, how you receive, and how you reciprocate, and how you bring it back for your own use. So, and then of course we went EDC and Double Diamond, and it was all nice and exciting. You know, many times people think that, oh, yeah, we get recognized. You get recognized like New Diamond, Anand and Jelly. They will be recognized as a New Diamond. But again, their success is, of course, for them recognition, but they have a team of people who also work with them. We all know that. We all know that, you know. See, today you are where you are is not your success only. Your parents help you to get there. They give you free mind to do the things you need to do. Then you're working as a corporate person, as a job. Your wife took take care of a lot of things so you can go freely and work there. So it's not on your own success. It's a team success, actually. It's working together, basically. Very important to understand. Same way, success, John Maxwell always said that success is it's a journey, but it's not a journey by yourself. It's a journey with friends and family, always, and acquaintance. If you do it, but sometimes that's the main problem comes in when people say, oh, I am so and so. It's not you, just you. So our success is because of that. We heard certain things when we came here. So what is the importance of 3 power? Latha talk about power of spoken word. It's very, very critical. I learned this from Bill and Peggy Britt. You speak what you want. And your words are the seed. Now, we are not farmer, but we understand. As a farmer, if you sow corn, the corn will come out. Is that true? Everybody know that. If you put apple seed, the apple will come out. Same way, when Bill says that the words are the seed, that means whatever you say as a seed, that is going to come out. But we never learn this. Never learned that. I never learned this. And it's not easy to apply even. Because our brain will fight it back. Because we don't believe in unseen that way. We do. How many of a family? Yes. You spoke mentally. You don't shout everybody, but you spoke mentally. And well-being you spoke. Very important. We use faith and the power of spoken words indirectly, but we don't understand that we are using it. When it comes to this business, we question ourselves a little bit. Once you understand, it is very easy words. So it is very critical that the spoken words are very carefully chosen in order to ensure the success in all aspects of your life, not just the business, but all aspects. Because it's not good if you are a diamond and all 6 platinum hates your gut. Remember I said it is built on relationship. You know, I learned this from Bill and Peggy Pitt. What is main goal in life? You want to be wealthy, you want to be healthy, you want to have a relationship, that's number 3. You want to have a profession that you love to do, or you to have a career that you love to do any time of the day. How many of you like to talk to somebody about how to make more money than they're making? Is that a good profession? You're giving a dream to somebody every day. Business is so awesome. You know, this is the area of startup, right? Lot of startup here, right? Yeah, we have a startup in New Jersey. Every Tuesday, we have a startup open. I talk about that. It's a current trend. We have a current trend called Gala marketing. I'm the owner. My wife is a vice president and a secretary. I know some of you have a job, but that's different. It's very different. So, the words you speak can affect the outcome of your goals and how far you can go in life. And not only that, but when you speak, Bill Bates also said that when you speak, the way you speak, the things you say also tells you who you are, your personality. Other people will find out who you are, the way you speak. So you have to be a little careful. And I know we all going to make mistakes. See, once you speak, it's like a spitting. If you spit here, then you say, see the sign, no spitting. You cannot go back and say, oh, I'm sorry, let me put it back. Could you do that? No. The words are like that. The once it's gone, it's gone. When you write something, you can always erase, delete. There is no delete here. Very important to understand. Words that are well chosen stimulate your own psyche. Very important. It stimulates enthusiasm. It generates more insight and the vision when you speak. Very important to understand. This is very important. This is learned from Bill Bates. It says that spoken words you choose creates an impression of you. Bill Bates used to say, when you talk to me, I can tell you where you're going to be in life. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean you should be paranoid. Oh, what I'm saying, let me see. Oh, not really. You become, like Latha said, you become. He says, the spoken words you choose creates an impression of you and the image you want to portray. He says, if you want to be perceived in a certain way, the words you choose can help you or hurt you. Not only for you, but you can say somebody that he's not going to be succeeding. You put something on them, you always look at him that way then, because you spoke it. Very important to understand. Even if you want to make a lot of friends, it's very important to understand that. So always, that's the one part, that when you speak, be careful what you speak, how you speak. Speak what you want. Don't speak what you don't want, because it's a seed. The second way of using power of word is affirmation. I learned that from Paul and Leslie. How many of you heard the CD of Paul Miller? He said when he got started and went platinum, he wanted to go diamond. He always spoke, I'm a diamond, I'm a diamond. How many of you know that? How many of you can literally say that, I'm a diamond, I'm a diamond? Yes. I know it sounds funny. People might laugh at it. Who cares? You're sitting in a car, you say 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 40 times. Eventually it will register. So good. But you have to say, you have to affirm what you want. That's the second way of using power of spoken word. It's very, very important to understand. I have a lot of notes on that, but once you understand this will continue going and going. And also, some of the words also very common. Say, I'm sorry. You make a mistake, I'm sorry. Say, it's okay. When somebody does pretty good, thank you. I say thanks to all these people who are making this function run. This function is not just, sure, it says BWW, but a lot of people participate. Some words we learn, some of us are not that used to. Especially we come from India, we don't say thank you. Very hard. It's not that we don't even mean that we are not want to say it, but it's not in our vocabulary. But our kids, first time we took Neil to India, he was like 4-year-old or something, and some kid snatched his candy. He said, Daddy, he took my candy, he didn't even say sorry. 4-year-old. I said, don't worry, it takes time. Thank you. We don't say that much. It's a very good word to say those things. Very good words. Sometimes sounds funny. You don't have to say that. Yeah, it means. Your children saying good words. Some words, vocabulary, you might have to learn how to change it a little bit. Like words like problem. We don't say problem, we say challenge. I'm going through some challenge. Why? Because it says challenge. By looking at the situation as a challenge, it is perceived as temporary and solvable. Challenge is a temporary and solvable. Instead of saying I can't, say I can, I will. Change something like should have. I should have shown plan. Instead of I could have. Very important. Some word just like, change word like always. Oh, he's always late. Not always. Maybe often. And never, don't use never, to seldom, maybe, seldom, something like that. Why? Because these words are exaggerated words and do not convey accurate thing. Learn a little bit, that's okay. You know, sometimes we say, oh, I made some mistakes. No, really, this is life's lesson we got to learn. We're going to make those challenges, go through challenges. So this is just a few things that I put it together for you. And of course you got to practice. You got to practice in this business. You want to become successful? Someone say, oh, but how do I remember? You figure it out slowly. Don't be paranoid. It's okay. It's okay. The next one, power of submission. This is the most misunderstood word, as Latha said. Very misunderstood word. Really. Submission for most people means surrender to some authority. That's what most people think. Submission means surrender to, okay, we submit. We submit to teacher, we submit to boss, we submit to parent. That's natural, you know. Most people think it's that way. No. Sometimes people think that where submission means you lose even your identity. Or not, that is not what we are talking about, submission. Submission here, explain, submission means, it's like, see, this is like coming to function. Some people are submitted to this function. How many of you been to game, baseball game, cricket? How many of you watch cricket? You are totally involved. You know, totally involved. When you go to concert, you are totally involved. When the band is really shouting and doing music, you are way up with them. And there is a little low song, you are with the low, something like that. Like this, right? You are totally involved. Like some people are here at the function, totally into function. New speaker come, they run coming, they do this. They're totally involved. That is what we call submission means, really, that you go with it and go down and keep doing this. That is submission. Very simple way of learning submission, And it helps you become successful, really, Very simple. Faith is an important to protect your dream. Because you will go through some challenges in this business. Why? Because you are doing something. Very important to understand. Okay? So doubts will come, but because of the faith and submission, you will survive. Submission also help you become a teachable. A lot of people are not teachable because they don't submit. You will know power of spoken word. What does that mean? When you are teachable, it's very easy because there is a lot of information in this world, but you cannot learn. A lot of people think Google is the best way to do it. Google will give you some information, like I talk about that. Tomato is a fruit. You can get that from Google. But tomato, we don't add into fruit salad. That comes from somebody's submission. It's called wisdom. You don't get that on Google. Very important to understand. So you will have to submit to somebody who is successful in this business so he can teach you. And you become teachable when you submit. There are people who are not teachable because they are not willing to submit and they struggle. And nothing you can do about it. Okay? Very important to understand. Also, submission helps you to become responsible. You take responsibility of family. Very important. Okay? Submission also makes you powerful. Why? Because when you submit, you get some power. I remember submit to Bill and Peggy Bill. That means he's more worried my success than I'm worried about my success. He will make sure that I become what I want to become. He's responsible. When I submit to him, it becomes his responsibility. Just like your children submit to you, it becomes your responsibility of well-being of the children. How many of you understand what I'm talking about? Yes. Okay, very important to understand. And when you submit, people will follow you because you have a vision and a dream. So that's become pretty much of the submission. Submission to BWW systems. Submission to upline, the one you friends with, for whatever reason. Very important. We do that. Okay. Third one is the power of unity. Unity, we have heard that. United we stand. In fact, one of the older family was teaching their family. They have 4 or 5 kids, and they were fighting all the time. So one day he literally taught them with the example of pencil. How many of you know example of pencil, right? I brought this to show you. If you take one pencil, can you break it up like that? Yeah, very easily. What happens when I combine 3 together? What do you think? Hard. If you have 15 of them, what happens? Impossible. That is the easiest way to understand. When you unite with your growing upline, with your growing team, nobody can break you. Nobody can break you. It's a power. It's a power. It's a power. Many people don't understand this. Very simple way of understanding. Remember this example of pencil. We know it, but we forget. Unity comes, as Latha says, communication and recognition and also edification. I edify people. Why? Because I united with them. Very important to understand. Consider success is a personal property. Sometimes we think oh, I went diamond, I went platinum, I went this, and it becomes a little ego thing. But never forget, it's not just you. There is a unity among groups, and there is a team of effort. And the day you become what I call is when you serve unconditionally. Okay? How many of you think your upline has served you unconditionally? Many places, many times, yes. And that you get really power in you because you are united with a senseless, what do you call, no benefit. You just do it. Okay? Bill Bitt was like that. So submission is, as I said earlier, that John Maxwell says that success is a journey. And he said that success is not a trip that you take alone. You take a trip with the friends and family and acquaintance. Very important to understand. Okay? Submit to parents, which is natural. United with parents. How many of you united with parents? Now some people are not, they have a challenge. United with your upline, Latha said. United with your spouse. I'm united with my wife. Now that doesn't mean we agree on everything. We agree to disagree on many things. Okay, but I united with her. I am well-being every possible way. And she does the same thing. I'm united with my downline. That means I serve them unconditionally. Okay? Very important to understand. Boss. You're united with boss for time being. Till you go diamond. And one day, I remember my time, I had a little button on my desk. And one day, and it says panic on it. And my boss said, what is that? I said, you will know one day. My goal was to push that button and make him panic. So when I got a pink sleeve, I was not worried, man. I was not worried. I had planned myself. When they gave me a letter that, oh, blah, 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 and we have a HR department to help you to look for another job, and this, thank you for serving, and we have a package for you that will help you to relieve the discomfort that you will have because we are abolishing your position or something. And I was thinking myself, I'm not really worried, Very important to understand. But because of these three powers that I really, really love. Okay? And whatever dreams and everything we have spoken, we have achieved that. Our goal is to go crown. We will find those people. No problem at all. So always united. Sure, success is yours. You will achieve certain areas, certain pin, certain this. But always remember, it is not just you. There is a team behind you. Very important. Sometimes people forget that. Never. Bill Bitt taught me, never ever forget where you came from. That's why I stay humble. Because you are united, your success will multiply. It's a process of multiplication. And ensure, that is another thing that I love. That's why I'm united with MOC. I agree with Angelo, I agree with Paul, I agree with Kumar, I agree with Raj. Now that doesn't mean I have nothing to say. Same thing for them, true. I agree with all my front lines. I'm united. I will do everything in it, just like Bill Bitt said to me. United with mentors. Okay. Also, sometimes you have to be very careful when you submit and unite. Make sure that you are submitting to the person who has a well-being for you also. You cannot just say, okay, no problem. You could be in trouble sometimes. So it is also very important to understand. And last thing, I end this with the story that I talk about also in Richmond. This is the story of a family in Texas. That they have a very huge family, live on a major ranch, and the father always take care of the whole big family, and they were all older kids, And he always used to advise because his goal was to keep the family in unity. Huge family. And once in a while, the kids didn't like father's comment once in a while. As an elderly person, he always used to correct them or do something. So one day, the oldest son literally had courage to talk to the father. He said, "Father, I just want to say something." He says, "Sometimes you tell us certain things, you still think that we are little kid. We have kids now, do you know?" So father says, "Yeah, you are right. Now, I see that you are not a kid, so I really don't interfere in your daily routine. But once in a while, when I see when families' unity is in jeopardy, I will always comment." And the son says, "Sometimes you tell us, but sometimes those advice pokes us like a thumbtack. That you are, hitting us with little thumbtack." And he said, "Look, I will do that because only whenever there is something risk in the family. The rest of the stuff, I let you handle everything. I don't worry about it." And when he was talking that way, son really didn't pay attention what he was saying. He was looking somewhere else, sitting on his table, doing his work, almost ignoring. And father noticed that. He said, "He's ignoring me." So he goes to the table and there's a stack of paper like this, sitting there in the office. And there was a thumbtack. And they were all put together with thumbtack. So he goes and removes the thumbtack. And the fan was going on, all the paper went all over the floor. So son got really upset. He said, "Dad, what are you doing? You are like a little kid doing mischief. You take the thumbtack out." I said, "These are important paper. Because of this thumbtack, the papers are sticking to the table. You took it out, now paper all over the place." That time, the father says, "This is exactly my advice is like a thumbtack. Because of the thumbtack," he says, "these papers are together. Same way, because of the thumbtack, our family stay together." When I say those things. Now, what does that has to do with the three powers? See, Bill Britt is the genius of him. He knew, as he was building a huge organization, there are certain guidelines that he is to follow. And he has put together these three powers. And I remember many times talking to him about it. He says, "Kanti, when you follow these three powers, power of spoken word, power in submission, power of unity, it is almost like a thumbtack. That you will never see people go off base. But when somebody goes off base of this power, you always see something is happening to that organization or that person, something." Now, of course, today, our dad, which is Bill Britt, is not here. So we cannot get his advice all the time, which he used to tell us. But he has put together these three powers. That I challenge you, doesn't matter where you are, how good your business is, or how not so good business is, you are going through some challenges in the business. Maybe one of the things that you have is these three powers that you haven't really put it to your heart. The power of spoken word. I have seen people who make these changes and take these to the heart. They grow like anything. Yes, there is a work has to be done. Like Sugit said, if you don't have a sixth leg, you are not going diamond. If you're not doing, showing the plan, you're not going. If you're not using the product, you're not going to diamond. That doesn't mean if you do three powers, everything falls in place. No, those things are required. But to have a huge organization and keep it together. Now that doesn't mean 100% proof, but I tell you, you will sleep very good. you will see your business take off the day you make changes in these three powers: the power of spoken word, power in submission, power in unity. If I were you, I will study, I will find out a lot more, I will talk to the people who are doing this on a regular basis, and if you have any questions, ask people. How do you? I used to ask Bill Britt, how do you think the way you think? Tell me. Because I know I will have all those things. I go through all those things you are going through. He said, you will, Kanti. That means you have a big group. But these three powers will help you. That you will sleep in peace every night. When you go to sleep, you will sleep because you are following and many, many others in your group are following. So I'm excited about that. How about you? So I hope we impress you this weekend. I hope we touch your heart and make it happen. Love you guys.